Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I know you can't see me right now. Darkness, because I'm not talking into a camera, I'm talking into a microphone, because I'm going to narrate holiday snap style over a bunch of videos I shot during my South by Southwest 2012 band seeing adventure. My girlfriend Dominique shot a lot of this footage that you're going to see in this montage as well. Over the course of the week, I met a lot of people who watched the show. I want to give a shout out to them. I also met some people who I watched and followed, and I also spent a lot of time driving on Interstate Highway 35. But the most important thing this week is obviously the bands. The first artist I planned on seeing that week and did was R. Stevie Moore, self-recording legend and madman R. Stevie Moore. And he played a madman set and even threw a Daniel Johnston cover in there. It was very strange, a little bit of spoken word mixed in there, but it's pretty much everything you would expect from the guy. After that, Kimya Dawson was scheduled to play, but by surprise, Jeffrey Lewis kind of took the stage and did his thing. And shortly after, Jeffrey Lewis and Kimya Dawson started playing material that they had written together and hadn't played for several years. And then shortly after, Kimya Dawson played a few tracks, and that was a pretty nice surprise for the night. The showcase was running late. More unexpected guests, and I kind of had to go if I was going to catch Danny Brown, which I did over at the XXL Freshman Live Showcase. Kendrick Lamar was supposed to play after, but that ended up running late as well, and we just ended up going because things got a little dicey over there, but that was kind of our first night. Our second night was filled with way more music. We ended up over at the Consequence of Sound Showcase that was hosted by Sammy Jarouche of the Rock It Out blog. We ended up catching The Men first. Just before that, we caught a band named Bleached, all-girl rock band. They were awesome. After that, we saw a little bit of Screaming Females, but was kind of too far away to catch some good footage. Titus Andronicus played back inside after they were finished, and Cloud Nothings finished up the set. They played pretty much every song on the new album, which was fantastic. After Cloud Nothings, we ended up catching the Virginia band We Are Trees. They were pretty decent live, and then after that, kind of the cherry on top of the night was M. Ward over at the Presbyterian Church. A little far away for this one, but the acoustics in the church were fantastic, which made us pretty excited for the two other shows in the week that we were planning on catching. M. Ward played a little Daniel Johnston cover too, and afterward we ended up seeing High on Fire, but it was too dark outside to really get much good footage of their set, but still, they played really loud, really intense. The second night was pretty awesome. The day after, we ended up catching the free Mint Records Oleo Festival Light Organ South by Southwest Day Party. We came a little early, saw some cool bands, including Mode Modern, and after that came the Evaporators, the band that Nardwuar fronts. And shortly after, and this was kind of advertised during the day party, Andrew WK came out and performed with them. There was even some awesome crowd surfing and some dancing. It was a very small venue over at Headhunters, but people filled it up, and it was just awesome. Definitely one of the more fun sets I saw at South by Southwest that week. Now, keep in mind, this point in the week was Thursday, and at South by Southwest, the further you get toward the end of the week, the more bands there are, the more people there are in the streets, the busier the bars and the venues are, and of course, street musicians come out, and you're seeing them basically everywhere, and this was easily one of the most interesting of them. They were playing 1920s style jazz right there on a street corner. I didn't catch their name, but from what a local friend of mine was telling me, they're a side project of a somewhat bigger group in the area called White Ghost Shivers. So definitely check that out if this is your thing. After that, we went back to the Presbyterian Church and caught Fiona Apple playing live. She was fantastic, really awesome stuff. Her band was really good too. We left thinking that we would be able to try to catch this showcase that Kendrick Lamar and Big Crit were playing, but that showcase was running late as well. All of the artists were playing out of order, and I had to leave because I wanted to come back to the church and catch Nicholas Jar playing live. We got there a little early, Ended up seeing Grimes' set for a little bit, and then after that, Nicholas played, and I wish I had video footage of it, but when he started playing, this is just some video of them getting ready to play, just getting stuff set up. The lights were turned down so low, you really couldn't see much of anything with a camera. Still, I think it was my favorite set of the week. They played so much material from Spaces Only Noise, but varied it so much that it felt kind of new. They played material from the 10-inch that they just put out and some songs that I'm pretty sure were new and just not even printed anywhere yet. We ended the night with a live set from the classic California hardcore punk band Fear. Perfect way to end the night, and that was kind of our Thursday. Friday is when I went to the Terrorize showcase where we were kind of doing a little needle drop meetup thing, ended up handing out a lot of stickers, had an awesome time, and saw a lot of bands. We caught Ganglions playing a live set down there, and they were nice to see live since I really liked that album Monster Headroom that they put out a while back. After that, Blackie performed, pretty abrasive live, and I do have to say my girlfriend would kill me if I did not put this footage into the montage set where he is throwing the beer of a poor soul onto the ground. But it was free beer, so, no harm, no foul. After that, Zex Marquise came out and played. They were pretty nice. They were pretty nice in person. And then we caught the drum keyboard duo Zorch, who I was pretty surprised was only two people because they were making a lot more noise than two people would normally make. Delicate Steve played after that, as well as an Afropop group, Janka Nabe. They were pretty freaking awesome as well. And then we had to get out of there in order to catch Magnetic Fields playing over at the ACL venue. We came a little early and we ended up seeing the War on Drugs live, and they were actually pretty good as well. Very dreamy and ethereal in person, just as much as they are on record, but it was just awesome seeing them just play a stage that large. After that, Magnetic Fields came on, played a very solid acoustic set. Sadly, it was maybe a little too quiet for the crowd because a lot of people were talking, which was a bit upsetting, but still, many of the songs came through. Magic. And then we rushed over to try to catch the Zeus set that was happening right after that. We only got to watch them play two songs, sadly, but they were two very good songs. And then I think I caught my favorite set of the night with Thundercat. Him and his band, fantastic musicians, and they were just so tight, playing so fast, the grooves were so hard, and even though his new album has kind of an electronic edge, it translated to a live band setting so well. Oh, it was just awesome. We ended the night with a very short set from Das Racist. Main Attractions came out and played with them for a little bit. They played like 3 or 4 songs, but it was still pretty fun. On our last day of South by Southwest, we decided to take it a little easy since we had an early flight to catch. We went over to the Terror Bird showcase where Emily Wells played. Check her out, a very awesome one-woman show. Beats, keyboards, drums, violin, everything looped into some pretty nice tunes. Right after her came Beach Fossils. They played a very energetic set. And then the band we came down for, Deerhoof, who played a really awesome set. Third time I've seen the band live, and this was easily the most energetic performance I've seen them give of those 3 times. Bus Driver even came out toward the end of the set and rapped over one of their songs, and of course that was awesome. And that was my South by Southwest for 2012, driving into the night. Saw a lot of great bands, of course, could not see every band I wanted to see. Sadly, a lot of artists that I wanted to see were playing at impossible times, playing at the same time as other artists that I wanted to see, playing on showcases that were either early or late. It's kind of the downside to a festival like this that has so much going on at once. But I caught so many underground and unique artists in some really interesting, small, or just very intimate spaces, and it just made that little con all the more insignificant because I did catch some really amazing shows this week. I want to thank everybody who's been watching the show and supporting me and made this trip possible. I'd like to thank all the artists I caught live, and here's to next year. Thank you for watching. Anthony Fantano, South by Southwest, forever.